We got started here at 9:01 here on the Crude, guys. First trade of the day, 9 o'clock on the Crude. 33 ticks we picked up here. So we have our trend being down. And of course, we mark up this red line here, right? This is an important red line here, about 73.18, 73.17. We mark up our swing low here, 73.11. Take the break below the swing low. And of course, there's your entry at 73.09. We took +4, +8, and then trailed our stop for a total of 17 on the final trailer. Total them all up, 33 ticks at $10 a tick, guys. There's $330 on our first trade of the morning. Another breaker pattern. Of course, you can see here, guys, we just finished, right? This was our previous trade here, so we're only about 5 minutes later. We continued here with this downward trend. We broke below the low of the day here at 72.81. Marked up our 75 swing low here, and we took the trade at the break below it. So trading with the trend here now. Here 72.72 was the fill. We took a +4. First target +4. Move our stop down to entry, -1 tick. Then, of course, it reversed back against us. Our trade management, guys, this is what allows us to have days like this, right? You're going to have situations where you're going to have days that are not going to give you as much profitability, but having a conservative trade management strategy is going to allow you to get through those days and live to see days like today. We never want to let a winner turn into a loser, right? That's kind of the worst feeling in the world, is having the money in your hand and then seeing something rip it right out of it. So we move our stop down, entry -1. So we got, of course, a total of 10 ticks there at $10 a tick. It's $100. So just getting your first target filled and then moving your stop down is going to make you $100 USD every time you do it. And you can see, guys, we had 1, 2, 3 of these today. So there's $300. We made 30 ticks in just these small, what we would consider to be very small winning trades here. They added up to a pretty nice profit at the end of the day. So second trade here, guys, 5 minutes later here on the Crude. Let's keep moving. Next up, 9:47 here on the Crude as well. Now, breaker pattern long here. We have the short-term trend being up. Of course, we mark our swing high here at 13s as we break above this important red line. Remember, all the red lines are marked up for me automatically, courtesy of my indicator package. 51 minutes past the hour here, guys. We took a breaker long. 15 was the fill. Of course, breaking above that 13 level. We want to see a couple extra ticks above it. We took our first target here at +4, moved our stop up to entry +1, but as you can see, didn't get the fill in the +1, ended up getting out at the entry point for 8 ticks. Before we took the breaker pattern long here at 9:47, a 2-step short. Short-term trend here was up. We, of course, had this overhead resistance, right? This overhead resistance, the close was here in orange. Red line is overhead resistance. We mark our swing low here at 97. Now, this is kind of a very good situation here on this 2-step pattern. What do we always talk about, guys? The most important thing to look for on a 2-step pattern is what? Trigger line. So where was my trigger line here? Notice how it was just ever so conveniently right below this swing low, right? So, of course, it was nice because once we broke below the swing low, we also broke below the trend line. Of course, headed the downside here, a 2-step short. Counter trend, right? This is a short-term trend is up here, so this is counter trend. 72.93 was the fill. We took a +4, then a +3. Kind of a funky fill there on the, of course, moving your stop down to entry -1. We got filled there at +3. Total up 14 ticks here. Okay, so at 9:47, we grabbed 14 ticks. 9:51, a couple minutes later, we grab 8 more. So I'll take these small winners all day long, guys, because you can see they're going to add up to being nice profits here at the end of the day. Now up next is our first trade here on the gold. Symbol, of course, GC here. Gold futures, not off the NYMEX exchange, not to be confused with the CME gold. We, of course, had our short-term trend being up once again here. 43.5 was our swing high. We break above that 43.5. Of course, momentum pointing up, green pace of a tape, large buyers jumping in to support our trade. Now, this is kind of an interesting situation. Whenever we're dealing with technology, guys, we have to be aware that sometimes we're going to make mistakes. And in this trade here, guys, at 9:54 on the gold, a breaker pattern long, we got entry here at 43.9. But what happened was we call it a fat finger. And what we did was I, of course, got long in the market, but then somewhere along the line I was able to push the wrong button and get rid of the ATM strategy. So I have no stops and no targets. So, of course, deep breath. Once we realize what's going on, the mistake we've made, now we need to make an appropriate exit. Now, if you find yourself in a situation where you've removed your stop, it sounds very easy, right? We just say, well, just place your stop back out there. But in the heat of the battle, right, when it's happening right in front of you, it can be very challenging sometimes to know what to do. In fact, to be honest with you guys, I've had situations where I've literally completely freaked out and hit the buy button again and added to my position, which of course made the whole situation worse. So if we realize we made a mistake, whether it be hit the wrong button like I did, okay, calmly, deep breath. Now what's the right move? Now in this case, we were up 4 or 5 ticks, so I had a very easy decision, and that was just to simply flatten my position. I grabbed my 6 ticks here, as you guys can see, and of course, times 4 contracts is 24 ticks. So we got, of course, our 24 ticks here, $240 on kind of a bobble of a trade, kind of almost cost myself some money there. Luckily, of course, the market was going in our direction. Now, if the market was against us, this is where, if you have the time, go in and set your stop. But in all reality, guys, in the heat of the moment, if you find yourself in a situation where you kind of make the wrong decision or push the wrong button, calmly get out of the market at the course the smallest loss or the greatest profit you can. But don't try to finesse anything, guys. Just make sure you get that profit and get out of town. That's exactly what we did here, guys, at 9:54 here on the first trade here on gold. So we put $240 here on gold. We weren't done yet, guys. We had a couple more trades here on gold, 2 more trades here on gold. Now, these second and third trades here on gold came back to back. And guys, we've probably seen one of these situations every single day for the past month, where we have a potential breaker long into a 2-step short, or a breaker short into a 2-step long, right? A breaker pattern is a trend continuation pattern. We're trading with the trend. A 2-step pattern being a trend reversal pattern. So we're going to use that, of course, counter trend, or when the trend reverses. So of course, let's follow the bouncing ball here. Short-term trend, as you can see, was up. Now we're first, of course, going to take the breaker pattern long, the swing high here above the 43.8. So we mark up our swing high. Of course, all these are done automatically for me, courtesy of my indicator package. 43.8 swing high. We got filled here at 43.9. Of course, momentum pointing up. Nice, big, strong buyers. Increasing speed on my pace of the tape indicator. And we're looking good at a +4, +1 for 10 ticks on the first trade. Now, that was with the trend. Well, as you guys can see here, we got some double tops, right? Didn't really see anything really go any further here. We know that everything happens around these red lines, right? The breaker long is the swing high above the red line. Now, when I see a swing low below this red line, well, guys, as you know, I'm always looking for, if I've just taken a breaker long or I'm looking for a breaker long, as soon as I see that swing low, I'm always looking for my 2-step pattern short. And 42 minutes past the hour here on the gold, we took a short here at 43 even. Swing low here about 43.3. I'm not sure where it was exactly, guys, but right nearby here. And of course, we grabbed our +4, +1 for 10 more ticks. Okay, so of course, once again, we've got 10 ticks at a time. Add them all up, right? There's 30 ticks total today we've made in 10-tick increments. Little tiny scratch trades, right? +4 scratch, +4 scratch. Very small winning trades. But boy, you put 3 of those and you combine a couple 30-tick winners, all of a sudden, guys, we have ourselves a huge day here. So back-to-back trades, winner to the long side, winner to the short side, trend continuation, and trend reversal. Let's keep moving. Last up here, guys, on crude, the fifth trade on crude today. The 8th trade total here, 10 minutes past 11 o'clock. We're trading with the trend here. Short-term trend was down. We mark up our red line, right? That red line, of course, part of my auto levels. We mark up our breaker here below the swing low of 0.10. 73.10 was the fill. +7, +8, and +10 for 32 ticks. Guys, this was one of those examples where we had crude moving so quickly at that time. We got a great first target fill. Remember, guys, we should be taking a +4 fill, but we got a +7 fill. So obviously that's great things for us. +7, +8, +10, $320 here, guys, to finish up the final trade on crude. As you guys can see, total them all up right now, 141 ticks. Nice mixture of 2 steps and breaker patterns, gold and crude. Of course, small winners, large winners. And let's prep for tomorrow, tomorrow's Thursday, December 10th, 2009. Of course, we got gold, euro, pound opens up at 820. 8:30 jobless claims and continuing claims, guys. Want to be here tomorrow for 8:30's news. 9 o'clock crude, 9:30 U.S. Open. We got 10:30 nat gas. That'll also have some effects on crude tomorrow. 11 o'clock we transition to lunch, and tomorrow at 11:30 we'll be doing another one of those great free webinars. Let's recap. Guys, our trade room opens up tomorrow morning, 7:45 Eastern Time. I'd love for you guys to come out and join me as a guest or as a lifetime member. Below this video, if you're watching it on your YouTube page right now, below the video in the description, you'll see 2 links. One for our 12-month track record, the other to join our 3-week trial. Guys, we do free webinars on Tuesdays and Thursdays. The beginner's course, did you guys know this? The beginner's course has all of our setups and all of our entry rules, so grab a copy of that before you guys come in. And unfortunately, our last day of trading is December 11th. That is this Friday, guys. Don't miss another tick of the live trade room. We've got price increases coming January 11th. When we open back up. My name is Joseph James. Thank you so much for your time today, guys. Are we going to continue to do this well tomorrow in the live trade room? You'll have to come out and see.